OnePlus recently unveiled the OnePlus 11 in China, and as I said, yes, I know it launched in China and not in India. The India launch is still far away. It's on February 7th, but February is still very soon and the excitement is quite high. Now, of course, the company nailed the China pricing. I think it is absolutely perfect. Starting price of 3,999 Chinese yuan. But that begs me to think, when the phone launches in India, what could be the India price? Could it be near to what the China price is, or will it be slightly higher, expensive? And speculations are also that the OnePlus 11 will be priced lower than the OnePlus 10 Pro. So what could be the India price of the OnePlus 11 when the phone launches? That is the big question, and that is what we are going to discuss in this video. Hello everyone, Aman here for Fiiber, and before we get on with the rest of the video, consider hitting that red subscribe button for detailed tech videos and also turn on the bell so that you don't miss any of our latest updates. So with that said, let's get started. So let's start with talking about the China price of the OnePlus 11. So the OnePlus 11 is being offered in 3 RAM and storage variants in China. It starts at 12GB plus 256GB, which is priced at 3,999 Chinese yuan. Then there's a 16GB RAM variant with 256GB storage. That one is priced at 4,399 Chinese yuan. And then there's the top tier variant, the 16GB RAM plus 512GB storage variant. That one is priced at 4,899 Chinese yuan. So that is the Chinese pricing of the OnePlus 11, and now we should talk about what could be the India price of the OnePlus 11. But first, let's talk a bit about the main talking points, the specs and features of the OnePlus 11. Now, as cliche as it sounds, I think the OnePlus 11 is the most well-rounded smartphone to come out in a long time. And I know we say this about every other smartphone that launches each passing year, but trust me on this when I say that this one is the most well-rounded smartphone like ever made, and the feeling hasn't been any stronger than ever. For starters, the OnePlus 11 is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, and as great as this chipset is going to be, I mean, it is overkill. I mean, the dust on the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 hasn't even fully settled, and here we are, and for sure, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 is the perfect chipset when it comes to future-proofing, but at least for a couple of years, I believe, and as I said, it is definitely overkill. But beyond the chipset, there are a lot of other factors, other aspects of the OnePlus 11 that just make it a perfect deal. I mean, if you want a glass and metal build, check. You want a top-notch front and rear camera setup with all the fancy features and stuff, check. You want faster RAM and storage on a smartphone, check. You want a big battery along with super fast charging, 100-watt fast charging I'm talking about, check. Heck, even if you want the latest Android software along with the promise of getting 5 years of software updates, that is 4 years of Android OS plus 5 years of security patches, check. So this is all good and dandy except for a few minor nitpicks. You see, the OnePlus 11 does not come with an official IP rating. I mean, if you compare it with the likes of the iPhone 14s of the world or the Galaxy S22 phones of the world, then those phones come with IP68 water and dust resistant rating, but this phone does not come with one. In fact, this one, if I do remember, if I've checked the Chinese spec sheet, this one comes with an IP54 rating, and we are yet to see whether that rating will make its way to the Indian variant. But of course, the pricing is also key here, something that the likes of a Samsung or an Apple can never match in today's day and age with the same kind of offerings. But again, if these two features matter a lot to you, then I think so that the OnePlus 11 is not a phone for you. But if you ask me whether I would pay 50,000 or 60,000 rupees for a flagship smartphone without these two features, or will I pay 80,000 or 90,000 rupees for a phone with these two features, then I will definitely go for the former one. I would definitely pay 50 to 60,000 rupees and I would not take these features, but that is my opinion. What do you think? But apart from the IP rating and wireless charging, the display is another area where the OnePlus 11 could have slightly done better. Not that the display of the OnePlus 11 is bad, but let me explain it to you. So folks over at iQOO have already taken a dig at OnePlus for the inclusion of an E4 AMOLED panel. So yes, in the times when an upcoming iQOO 11 will be sporting an E6 AMOLED display, the OnePlus 11 sports an older generation E4 AMOLED panel. And of course, I could be nitpicking here at this point because technically And E4 AMOLED panel can only hit a peak brightness of 1300 nits, wherein an E6 AMOLED panel is capable of hitting peak brightness of 1900 nits. Of course, even the 1300 nits or 1900 nits both are bright, but we also have to see that we are living in the times where smartphone display have reached peak brightness of 2000 nits. So in that department, OnePlus could have definitely figured this one out better. In fact, if I simply talk from the marketing point of view, OnePlus shouldn't have gotten into the E4 and E6 display shenanigans. I mean, the company could have just marketed the OnePlus 11 as having an LTPO 3.0 display and all would have been just fine, but here we are. Although the good takeaway from this situation is that at least OnePlus is being honest here with the consumers. Summing up my small rant about the OnePlus 11 specs and features, I still think that I might just be nitpicking here with the IP rating and the E4 AMOLED display. You know, as a full package, as a complete package, I still believe that OnePlus 11 is a solid smartphone, and when it comes out and when people, you know, try it out in their hands in the Indian market, I think they will be amazing. They will love the smartphone. Because when you still look at the pricing, the China pricing that we have right now, I think the company has nailed it through and through. And that only brings me to the final topic of discussion of this video. What could be the India price of the OnePlus 11? Much before the OnePlus 11 had launched, speculation was rife that the upcoming flagship phone will be priced lower than its predecessor, the OnePlus 10 Pro. And so the phone has finally launched in China, and quite literally, the pricing is insane. So for comparison, when the OnePlus 10 Pro launched in China, it launched at a starting price of 4,699 Chinese yuan. And if you look at the OnePlus 11 starting price that I told you earlier, it is set at 3,999 Chinese yuan, and there's a difference of 700 Chinese yuan between the 10 Pro pricing and the OnePlus 11 pricing, and 700 Chinese yuan is about 8,400 rupees. Now, when I look at the India launch price of the OnePlus 10 Pro, it was 66,999 rupees, and if I divide this 700 yuan difference, if I round it up, if I give it a round figure, then I believe the OnePlus 11 could start in India at a price of 59,999 rupees for the base 12 GB plus 256 GB storage variant. And I think that OnePlus might just skip the middle variant, that is the 16 plus 256 GB, and in fact, and instead there will only be a top tier variant after that, two variants. So the top tier variant, the 16 GB plus 512 GB, could be priced at 65,999 rupees. Now I know you might be wondering that the OnePlus 10 Pro is currently selling for 62,000 rupees, about 62,000 rupees, that is 61,999 in India. And if I look at the guess that I made, 60,000 for the OnePlus 11 and the 10 Pro is 62,000, that is about what, 2,000 rupees difference between the price. So you might be wondering, that is not a lot of difference, but you know what, OnePlus, when they launch the OnePlus 11, I think they will take into consideration the launch price of the 10 Pro. So the launch price is 67, and if they launch the OnePlus 11 at 60,000, that still makes a good 7,000 price difference. And I think they meant that only by, you know, when speculations were going on that the 11 would be cheaper than the 10 Pro at launch. I think so this is what the company must be meaning. They will consider the 10 Pro launch prices, and then accordingly they'll price the OnePlus 11. So my guess is the OnePlus 11 starts in India at 59,999 rupees. Of course, whenever it launches in India, that is 7th of February. But what do you think could be the launch price of the OnePlus 11 when the phone launches here in the country? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, for all the latest in tech, stay tuned to Fiiber. I'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.